Hey everybody, it's Ed from the Whiskey Tangent Podcast with another Whiskey Short. I'm here with Scott.
Hey everybody.
Today we're down the shore.
Wildwood, y'all.
Those who listened to our last episode know that we did an episode from my buddy Mike, his marina in Wildwood, Bunkers Marina, about 50 boat slips, and it's just a great place to hang out. We decided to take the podcast on the road for a rare trip abroad, if you will.
Our first remote broadcast.
And so that episode hasn't been recorded yet. This is a behind-the-scenes exclusive for you all.
Shh, don't tell anyone.
Mike's showering. He's going to take a little nap.
He's tired.
Had us ran the marina all weekend, so he's exhausted.
Right.
And we're still going to make him drink whiskey and talk to us, because that's what we do.
Hence the nap.
So we said, what can we do to kill some time? We decided let's do a short on what whiskeys we can find in Mike's liquor cabinet that sound like we should like them, that we probably won't. And the three that we selected are what, Scott?
They are Jim Beam, double oaked, Evan Williams, bottled and bond, and just to round out the bottom three, Jack Daniel's honey.
Because it was in there and we would never buy it and we've never drank it.
Yeah, so this is almost like if you were at the end of a party at somebody's house, you didn't know, and they got just a miscellaneous selection of crap whiskey left over. I don't know which one might be good. Whiskey Short.
Yeah, there also was, just for the record, Laird's apple brandy, right?
Yes, I had some of that earlier. It actually wasn't bad.
Because it's actually labeled
bottled and bond.
100 proof, which we found fascinating.
Yeah, so like a whiskey doesn't have to be the only thing that's bottled and bond. Bottled and bond is a spirit level qualification.
Right. So we're going to start out with the Jim Beam Double Oak. I don't know, it's kind of new.
It is their actual Jim Beam white label, oaked again.
Right.
So,
now, before we sip this, we did a short on Jim Beam and Jack Daniels on the rocks, and the Jim Beam white label did not perform well for us. It did not.
No.
So have a little trepidation about how this is going to go down.
Yeah.
Because it's just the same thing aged a little bit longer. Now, we have enjoyed many double oak expressions. Woodford Reserve has one, which is spectacular. And Sagamore has a rye that's double oaked.
Yeah, that was episode 3. That was fantastic.
Yeah, so, I mean, double oaked is not something that we are against. In fact, we love it.
Yeah, so what do you think of the color? The color is actually very nice. It's
way darker
than regular.
Than the white.
Yeah.
Which gives me a little confidence because the white label is actually very light in color. This is a very deep, dark amber.
Yeah.
It looks almost like Basil Hayden's dark rye.
It is quite dark. It's a nice
so let's try it.
color.
Let's give it a try.
Okay. It's definitely better
Yes.
than Jim Beam regular. No question. But it has that Jim Beam
Finish.
Yeah.
A much better beginning.
a little bitter, would you call it?
It's a weird finish. Let me try again.
There's a lot of alcohol in the nose. I should have brought down our tasting glasses.
We weren't ready for this.
No, we were not.
This is just something to kill the time. Let me try it neat. I'm drinking on the rocks.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Here.
We'll switch. All right. Yeah, I don't like it on the rocks.
I don't like it not on the rocks. To me, it's got way too much of a Jim Beam white label finish now. I liked it.
Here, let's switch back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I like it neat because it has the
Fire.
thick syrupiness that I like for my bourbons. What is the proof?
86.
And this is one, I think, for me, doesn't lend itself to adding water to it because it seems to weaken it too much.
Well, if it doesn't have a lot of flavor, then the water's not going to bring it out. We saw that with the Basil Hayden Caribbean rum.
Honestly, like if they bottled this at 100 proof, I'd really like to taste it then. Because even at 86, it seems a little weak. The double oaked, I think I am tasting some of the oak in it.
No, I am.
And not something that you taste in the regular.
And I think that it's fair to tell everybody, we're talking about a double oaked whiskey that you can get for $20.
Right.
It's
cheap.
It's $19.49.
Yeah.
Last time I saw it in the store. So once again, for $20, is it a bad whiskey? No, it's not a bad whiskey for $20.
So what do you think you're tasting in it? I mean, besides the usual Karma vanilla corn.
Hard to,
I mean, aside from a nutty, maybe.
Yeah, Jim Beam is very basic.
Yeah.
Basic.
Maybe a tiny bit of maple.
I really do taste the oak.
Yeah, I taste the oak. Yeah.
And I taste maybe like a little smoky element to it. I don't know if you're feeling that way.
I looked up our pal, Whiskey Jug, his review of this, and he gives it an 86, which seems pretty high to me. But on the nose and on the palate, his first listing is oak.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Later in his palate, a slight bit of yeastiness. which I think is kind of what we're tasting in Jim Beam normally.
Right.
It's like a yeasty, bready kind of the flavor. That's like the finish, and it just
monostatty.
Monostatty. That's a yeast infection. That's totally different.
Sorry. What sucks is that about me, it's not that great, but I just keep chugging it because I haven't drank anything today. So I'm going just constantly drinking it while I'm sitting here right now. Like,
it's true. We haven't eaten anything either. So
it's going to be fascinating.
We should move on to the Evan Williams?
Bottled and bond. And I'm telling you, the bottle looks like we got it out of my grandfather's attic from the 1940s. It looks like the bottle's in black and white. Like somehow it's like monochrome. Like Scott just picked the bottle up and he immediately went into black and white. Like I can no longer see color around
my hand is black and white right now. Okay, we're going to taste the Evan Williams.
Evan Williams, bottled and bond.
I'd say it's about the same color as the Jim Beam.
A smidge lighter. I'm going to
say
it's a smidge lighter, which is amazing because it's older. But this is double oak, though.
True. Right.
So this is...
The double oaked, maybe the reason why Jim Beam bottles it at 86 proof is because it's double oaked. Maybe it's too oaked at 100 proof.
Maybe. Yeah. It's possible.
All right. I'll pour it neat. You pour it on the rocks.
Okay. First, I have to chug the rest of the Jim Beam double oaked. This is going to be fascinating.
Oh, we're going to have a fun podcast later for the episode.
Lunch would have been such a good idea. Okay.
You didn't have lunch?
Well, I had late breakfast.
Oh, all right.
That's fine.
That's pretty tasty. Wow. Does it taste like 100 proof?
No, it's way smoother than I expected.
It's way smoother than the Jim Beam.
Absolutely. I was surprised by that, but I'm really beginning to find that the cheaper whiskeys finish shitty. It's a great beginning to the drink. I'm like, wow, such a surprise. So smooth. Oh.
Yeah, I totally...
Left flat at the end. Like
totally agree.
There's like a stale taste almost at the end. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm going to try it on the rocks.
So...
that's very nice on the rocks.
It is nice on the rocks.
Yeah.
Like we talked about when you put some water or you put whiskey on ice, you do a bit of self-proofing. So me putting it on the rocks, even though it's a globe, it's going to take that 100 down to like a 92, then eventually an 88, and it's going to take a little bit of a journey.
So what flavors do you get out of here?
I actually taste some citrus, like a little bit of an orange. I taste a little cinnamon, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm getting the cinnamon, but I agree with you with the citrus.
No, there's cinnamon. I was kidding.
You scared me.
What is the guy?
Just frightened. So I don't know if this is their regular Evan Williams white label. Oh, wait, here we go. Evan Williams Bottled and Bond is the exact same whiskey as the Evan Williams black label.
Okay.
So it's their
bottom level.
That's their bottom level stuff.
Right.
But distilled, aged, and bottled in accordance to the Bottled and Bond rules.
Right.
It also happens to be a good bourbon.
It is actually way better than the regular black label.
Agreed.
It's not as good as the small batch.
Agreed.
But it's $20. I'm looking at the pricing online because I didn't see this in the store today like I did with the double oak. $17.99. I see $16. I mean, what?
Yeah, if you only have $20 in your pocket and that's all you want to spend on your whiskey, I mean, go for this.
Or if you're like, hey, Ed and Scott, I just want to get crumped.
Yeah.
I don't really have a really delicate palate.
Yeah.
I like the 100 proof because it takes less to get me drunk. If you're that and you want something that has a little bit of fire.
It has nice flavor. It drinks really nice for 100 proof.
Yeah.
You can put it on ice and it's not going to get too weak.
I suggest putting it on ice because it's a little fiery by itself, but still smoother than you expect.
Yeah.
It just finishes like a $20 whiskey and not a $40 whiskey. And so part of the elegance of a good whiskey is the finish, is the staying power throughout the drink, throughout the sip even. And so in these terrible whiskeys that we found in Mike's liquor cabinet, the Evan Williams is actually a little bit of a surprise when you think about the fact that for a $100 bottle Blood Oath, let's say, you can have, 7 of these. I mean, right. You think about that. It's a lot of drinking for 100 proof.
And in fairness to Mike, he said that these were given to him.
Yeah, so these are all gifts because people at the marina bring him bottles and stuff.
Yeah. However, under $20, the Bottled and Bond.
Oh, yeah.
It's good. It actually has a little spiciness, too.
Listen, we drink a lot of whiskey, everybody, as you know. The Evan Williams Bottled and Bond.
That's why you're listening to us, I think.
The Bottled and Bond is, and even the Double Oak, I'm not running out to buy it, but you got to appreciate Jim Beam for trying. Like, they make so many great whiskeys at the upper threshold, with like Knob Creek and like we talked about, the Basil and all.
Right.
To look at their regular white label and finally go like, you know what? We can probably do better with this.
Yeah.
And just throw it into another oak barrel and to improve the color and the taste as much as they did. And to still keep it at $20, I have to tell you, I think the Double Oak is a little little bit underpriced. And I think the Bottled and Bond's a little bit underpriced. I would pay $22, $23 for these.
Yeah, I agree. They could definitely price this $3 or $4 higher.
Sweet.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to try the Jack Daniel's honey.
Now,
and I am not looking forward to this.
I have a feeling Mike secretly bought the honey, Jack Daniel's
Do
honey.
you?
Because he was defending it. Remember? He was like,
oh, he was?
Well, you can, it's not bad if you put it with lemonade.
Yeah, lemonade. You can make an Arnold Palmer out of it.
Yeah, you can put a little iced tea and then lemonade and then put this in it.
He was awfully specific.
Really, I felt he was being defensive about it. So,
we'll ask him about it on the podcast that you have already listened to, but we have yet to record.
Right. It's like a wormhole, a whiskey wormhole. So it's Tennessee honey blended with Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey and honey. It's 70 proof, so it does have a bit of a kick to it, and they're calling it a liqueur, so they're not trying to say it's a whiskey, which I
respect. Actually, you know what? I don't think they can label it as a whiskey unless it's 80 proof.
Right. And it has to meet all the criteria to be a Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah.
So I like liqueurs. Grand Marnier's my favorite. I like B&B, Limoncello, Sambuca, Frangelica, Bailey's. I've danced with them all. There's something about after dinner having a nice liqueur. To me, it's like a dessert.
Sure. There's nothing wrong with it.
And so if this is looked at as a liqueur, I'll take a shot at it. And I like whiskey, so why wouldn't I like a whiskey liqueur? So let's try Jack Daniel's honey.
All right. Very honey on the nose. Oh my God. There's so much honey.
Oh my God. So sweet. So sweet. I just got diabetes. It's literally right happening.
Oh my God.
Diabetes. Remember diabetes?
Diabetes. It's the Greek god of sugar.
Yes.
This is so sweet.
Oh my God. I need to mix it with something like a little bit of a sour lemonade. Might actually not be terrible.
Honestly, it almost seems like you took a light grade honey and mixed in some warm water and stirred it up. And that's what I'm drinking.
Or like a honey simple syrup.
Yeah.
And very little whiskey.
Yeah. There's almost no alcohol flavor.
Wait. We're going to do something right now.
Oh, wait. What are you going to mix?
We're going to pour the Bottled and Bond Evan Williams into it.
Dag.
And raise the whiskey level because right now, if you made a drink for a 10-year-old, that's what...
I feel like you could dip your chicken McNuggets in it.
Now watch, check this.
What?
It's amazing now.
Oh, yeah. That's not bad.
Yeah. So we added about a half a shot of whiskey into each of our glasses, and now it's really...
Sure. It cuts the sweetness. It adds a little bit more alcohol. And
I used the Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. So you got 100 proof hitting the 70 proof.
Yeah, it still has a cloying sweetness at the end. Yeah. Like, it's just like, God.
But it's much more palatable now. So thanks for joining us as we ransacked Mike's liquor cabinet down in Wildwood on the Wooder.
Yep.
If you haven't, please go back and listen to our Marina episode while we discuss weeded whiskeys for reasons you'll find out.
Which we don't know about to tell you because we haven't yet recorded.
Right, we haven't yet been amazing at that yet. We will, though. And remember, it's not wheat whiskeys, it's weeded bourbons.
Correct.
So tune in then, and if you've already heard it, thank you so much for listening to us. I'm Ed.
I'm Scott.
And this has been a Whiskey Short.
Later.